Hey everybody, welcome back. We're right where we left off, running back to the base before it gets too terribly late out and mobs start spawning everywhere. I'm pretty sure we're already past time of day where the mobs are going to start spawning, but that's alright because I haven't seen anybody yet. And I'm just going to jump and run and get there as quick as I can, so hopefully we still have some villagers when we get back and not everybody's dead. And we might check that recycler and see just how much scrap we've got. Hopefully we'll have enough to be able to build at least one scrap box so I can show that off. It's nothing super exciting, but maybe we'll get something cool like a grass block on the first go round. And we've got 6. And I guess we technically need to put some more stuff in there to be able to go ahead and try to get some more scrap out of it. I'm going to drop off some of this stuff that I'm carrying. Again, I would really like to be able to get some clay so I can make that alloy furnace, but I don't know if the villagers ever give you clay, and I know it hasn't spawned any on this particular map. And it's one of those things where I don't really think you can get clay from a scrap box, unfortunately. Now if I did have the equivalent exchange mod on here, I know you can make it out of other things, but I felt like that was too cheap, and then I'd be able to, take any like iron stuff that I find and smelt it down. And this way I feel like I at least have to work to try to get the clay in the first place, because it can be made with the mass fabricator. You need, I'm pretty sure in the crafting grid you need to make the letter C, and I think it takes 5 of them, which without using any scrap pumped into the mass fabricator, it does take 1,000,000 EU, which does take quite a long time to build up, just to make one of the UU matter. And then like I said, I think you need 5 of them, so technically it's 5,000,000 EU. To put it in perspective, one coal or charcoal being burned up in a generator makes, I think it's 8,000 EU, and you need 5,000,000 just to make some clay. And I don't even remember how many clay that makes. I think it's 16, which would turn into 4 sets of clay bricks, and you actually need 8 to make that alloy furnace. So if my math's right, it actually sounds like I'm going to need about 10,000,000 EU. Now it does up the efficiency of the mass fabricator a lot if you put scrap into it. So at some point I'm probably just going to build up a bunch of scrap and save it in a box for that particular purpose. And I really wish I'd quit just letting creepers explode and blow up half the town. But again, I'm going to tear down a bunch of these buildings anyway and confine all my villagers to one area so I can keep them safe from the zombies for the most part. So it's really not that important for the time being. And we can just take some of this sandstone and fill back in the holes that the creepers keep making and stuff. So just fill that back up for now. I've got a couple friends that play that refuse to fill in any holes that creepers make, and they say that it basically makes battle scars on the ground. But to each his own. I like to fill it back in, and especially in a flatland world, and make everything back flat how it was. So now we have 7 scrap. We've got almost enough to be able to actually make one scrap box. And I can eventually set it up so I think it through. I might actually be able to set it up, because essentially to get this to work and automatically put the scrap into it, I would have to have this, or the business end of it, without any pipes. The back end of this would have to be pointing at the top of that, so I would have to place it down like this, then have the lava above it and the wiring coming down to it. But that should be perfectly doable. I'll just have to think about that, how to set it up a little bit more before I try to do that. And like I said, right now, I'm not going to worry with that too much. I'm just going to let it do its thing. And I'm going to build a shovel so I can grab some of this dirt. I do have enough wood, I just don't have any cobblestone. So that's alright. I've got a generator going, of course. and just really need one to make the shovel, so we'll go ahead and grab that. We might as well just keep feeding it into the recycler there as well. Yeah, sorry I'm trying to do too many things at once, getting myself distracted. But we need the shovel. We're going to tear down all these little porches and grab up all this dirt, and hopefully we'll put these fences out maybe around where the villagers are going to be and get them all confined into one building. We might even put them in this building because we're going to live right there, and I want them kind of close by so I can keep an eye on them so the zombies and things don't just, you know, immediately come and kill all my villagers. And I can start making more doors after we tear down all these other buildings to make the villagers actually, you know, they'll breed and spawn more villagers, of course. And we definitely want that at some point. Go ahead and get all these half slabs out of here. That'll be useful when we're trying to make a spot where mobs won't spawn as well. We can surround them with half slabs and keep our villagers safe, basically, is what we're trying to do here, ultimately. Excuse me, sorry about that, guys. We can actually take our generator here as well, which that was the noise I just heard, was the generator ran out of juice. So I forgot I don't have any kind of solar panel going on it yet, so we are still just running on whatever little bit of power that we've got. And I don't think you can burn doors. It would be really useful if you could, but I don't think you can. We're going to go ahead and throw the rest of these scaffolds in there and burn all that up so we can get some scrap. And I've got enough. I'm going to go ahead and build a scrap box, see if I maybe get lucky and get something cool out of it. But like I said, you just fill your grid up with scrap, it makes a scrap box. And then you just select it and right click, and whatever comes out comes out. And yay, we got a wooden hoe. Which might not actually be terrible, because as dumb as it's going to sound, we are going to probably move most of the wheat out of those fields, and we're going to need some tilled soil. So we'll actually need something to till it with, and since we have, you know, a wooden hoe that the game gave us, we might as well use it. So yeah, just gonna go ahead and continue getting some more resources out of this stuff. Probably gonna have to build some more scaffolds soon to be able to get that taken care of. But again, I'm gonna knock down some of these other houses and get all that out of the way so that my villagers will not have as many places to try to run off to. And then we can just basically throw all this sandstone from all these houses again into the recycler and hope that we'll get something better out of it. And once I start getting a few more resources out of those scrap boxes, I can go ahead and make a couple more recyclers, get some generators going, maybe even some of the solar panels, maybe even an advanced solar panel. Depends on the kind of resources that we get. And it's probably going to take some time to get all that built up. So basically right now it's just going to be video of me destroying buildings while we let the recyclers go in the background. And hopefully pretty soon we'll get some other things that we can use. And I will probably end up at some point building a storage unit for the energy. If I can get a little bit more redstone saved up, I'll probably just go ahead and build an MFE versus building a bat box, because bat boxes don't hold a lot and there's not really anything else you can do with them later, whereas the MFE holds a lot more, but I'll have to build a step down transformer to make it not make the recyclers explode, because they can only take 32 EU per tick and it outputs I think 128. But again, that's more complicated stuff that we'll get into a little bit later, because right now we're still getting everything started off. And I'm going to go ahead and build one more tree tap and go grab some more sticky resin out of those trees. But then I think I'm just about out of time on this video as well. So yeah, I'm really hardcore considering going ahead and buying Bandicam. I know it is like 39 bucks or something, but make it a lot easier for me to be able to make videos longer than 10 minutes. You know, I don't mind having the watermark up there and supporting them, because to be honest, like I said, I've tried a couple different recording programs and most of them weren't that great, and this one's actually one of the better ones that I've found. So, and it's free. So yeah, that's about all the time I got for this video, so I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.